Hello and welcome. This is Notibot ENG. Good evening. I'm your anchor. Tonight, we bring you the latest developments from the world's hotspots. In a region on high alert, tensions between the US and Iran continue to escalate, with talks set to take place in Pakistan. Meanwhile, Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu has authorized negotiations with Lebanon, and the economic impact of the conflict is already being felt. We'll also take a closer look at a warning from former U.S. Secretary of Defense Panetta and a shocking analysis on Donald Trump's relationship with Vladimir Putin. Meanwhile, diplomatic tensions between the U.S. and Iran have escalated, casting a cloud of uncertainty over stalled talks in Pakistan, with each side trading blame. Good evening. I'm your name. We're coming to you live with a developing story that's left the region in a state of uncertainty. A long-awaited meeting between the United States and Iran and Pakistan has been postponed, with no word yet on when the talks will resume. The talks were scheduled to take place in Islamabad, but sources close to the negotiations told us that the U.S. and Iranian delegations have yet to agree on the details. The lack of progress has led to a cloud of uncertainty over the future of the talks. No official announcement has been made, and it's unclear when or if the meeting will now take place. The U.S. and Iran have been engaging in a series of verbal sparring matches over the past few days. U.S. President Donald Trump has expressed his displeasure at Iran's handling of the strategic Strait of Hormuz, which was meant to be reopened under the deal. Trump has accused Iran of failing to comply with the agreement, which was meant to reduce tensions in the region. Iran has fired back, accusing the U.S. of failing to honor its commitments under the deal. The Iranian government has also condemned recent Israeli attacks in Lebanon, which Tehran claims were a breach of a fragile ceasefire. With tensions running high, it's unclear what the outcome of the talks will be. Diplomats from both sides will have to navigate these complex issues in order to find a resolution. As tensions ease slightly, world leaders gear up for a new round of diplomatic efforts, with key talks on the horizon for the Middle East. Negotiators from Iran and the U.S. are set to engage in high-level talks in Doha, Qatar, in a bid to stabilize the fragile ceasefire between the two countries. The meeting, which is expected to take place on Saturday, comes as tensions remain high following a surge in violence in the region. According to sources, the ceasefire, which was brokered by Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates, has held for the most part, but remains under threat. The U.S. and Iran have been engaged in a series of diplomatic efforts to stabilize the situation, with the two countries agreeing to engage in talks in an effort to reduce tensions. Meanwhile, Israel and Hezbollah traded fire in the region, with both sides accusing each other of launching attacks. The conflict has raised concerns among regional powers, with many warning of the potential for wider conflict. The talks between the U.S. and Iran come as Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has announced that he is authorizing negotiations with Lebanon. The move is seen as a significant shift in Israel's stance, with many analysts suggesting that it may indicate a willingness to engage in talks with Lebanon's Shia militant group, Hezbollah. The situation remains volatile, with many experts warning of the potential for further escalation. The talks between the U.S. and Iran offer a glimmer of hope, but it remains to be seen whether they will be able to stabilize the situation. As tensions escalate in the Middle East, a growing concern is emerging from Washington, threatening the stability of the global economy. Former U.S. Defense Secretary Leon Panetta has stated that Iran's control of the Strait of Hormuz poses significant pressure on the U.S. economy. The strait, a critical waterway connecting the Persian Gulf to the Arabian Sea, is a crucial shipping route for global oil supplies. Panetta, who served under President Barack Obama, notes that Iran's stranglehold on the strait gives the regime substantial leverage, driving inflation and fuel costs for countries reliant on the region. This, in turn, puts pressure on the global economy. Panetta emphasizes the importance of restoring free passage through the strait, a move he believes will be central to negotiations with Iran. The former U.S. official questions why the U.S. did not take more decisive military action earlier to prevent Iran from seizing the strait. Panetta's comments suggest that a more robust response was needed to prevent the current situation. He also warns that regime change in Iran cannot be achieved solely through air power, emphasizing the need for a comprehensive strategy. Panetta's remarks come as tensions between the U.S. and Iran remain high. The U.S. has imposed sanctions on Iran's energy sector, while Tehran has threatened to close the strait if U.S. forces are present. The situation is further complicated by regional dynamics, with Saudi Arabia and its allies seeking to counter Iranian influence. Panetta's statements highlight the complexities of the issue and the need for a nuanced approach to resolving the crisis. As tensions with Iran continue to escalate, the global airport community is sounding the alarm on a growing threat to air travel: systemic fuel shortages. The threat of fuel shortages at European airports due to the ongoing conflict in the Middle East is growing. The British Air Transport Association, BATA, has warned that a prolonged closure of the Strait of Hormuz, a critical shipping route, could lead to systemic shortages of jet fuel. The association's chief executive, Tom Haysom, told Sky News that airports are bracing for the worst, with fuel stocks expected to dwindle rapidly. The Strait of Hormuz is a vital waterway that connects Europe to Asia and the Middle East, and it's through this route that most of the world's jet fuel is imported. The conflict in the region, which began in response to the U.S. drone strike that killed top Iranian military commander Qasem Soleimani, has caused tensions to rise and shipping to slow. The U.S. and Iran are locked in a bitter standoff, with the U.S. imposing new sanctions on Iran in response to the attack on a U.S. military base in Iraq. Iran has threatened to retaliate, and the situation remains highly volatile. The potential for a prolonged closure of the Strait of Hormuz is a major concern for airlines and airports, which are already struggling to cope with the pandemic's impact on air travel demand. The impact of a fuel shortage on air travel would be severe, with flights likely to be grounded and passenger travel severely disrupted. Airlines have already begun to stockpile fuel in anticipation of a shortage, but BATA's warning suggests that this may not be enough to see them through the crisis. The coming weeks will be crucial in determining the fate of air travel and the impact of the conflict on the global economy. According to a Ukrainian expert, a surprising connection has emerged between the U.S. president and Russia's leader, raising concerns about a potential ideological alignment. A recent development in Ukraine has shed light on an intriguing aspect of former U.S. President Donald Trump's relationship with Vladimir Putin. According to Ukrainian analysts, Trump's reluctance to pressure Russia into ending the war in Ukraine has raised questions about the nature of their relationship. In a 2-week ceasefire agreement reached between the U.S. and Iran, Ukrainian leaders have hailed the deal as a welcome relief. However, they stressed that it's time to put pressure on Russia to end its ongoing war in Ukraine. Peter Zhelmayev, founder and director of the Eurasia Democracy Initiative, shared his insights with France 24. Zhelmayev believes that Trump's hesitation to take a firm stance against Russia is concerning. Donald Trump's reluctance to strong-arm Russia into ending the war raises questions about the nature of the relationship between Trump and Putin, Zhelmayev said. It's a concerning trend, as it suggests that Trump may not have a clear strategy to deal with Russia's aggressive behavior in Ukraine. Zhelmayev's comments come as tensions between Russia and Ukraine remain high. The war has resulted in significant human suffering and economic losses for Ukraine. The international community is calling on Russia to withdraw its troops and respect Ukraine's sovereignty. The implications of Trump's stance on Russia are far-reaching. If the U.S. is unwilling to take a firm stance against Russia, it may embolden Putin's aggression. This could have severe consequences for global security and the stability of the region. As the situation in Ukraine continues to unfold, it's essential to monitor the situation closely and assess the implications of Trump's relationship with Putin. In that, we'll leave it for now. Thank you for watching our news recap. To stay up to date on the latest developments, please subscribe to our channel and follow us on social media. We'll bring you more on the U.S.-Iran tensions and other breaking news stories as they unfold. We'll be back with more news after this break.